This is my second and final review of the Jaken Boltless Shelving system. So you can see I have the shelves fully assembled now. There are 3 middle shelves, a top shelf, and a bottom shelf. It went together easily within an hour. There's no tools that are required other than a rubber mallet, and the rubber mallet is really just to get the pegs down into the hole squarely. As you'll get to know as you install a few of these, you'll start to see about a half moon over the top of the circle here when you get these things properly installed. I just point that out because at first I wasn't sure if I was driving these things far enough down, but after a while the pattern started to emerge and I could see when they were really in, and so when I got the shelves up I took my level and checked them all out and everything's just about perfect. I put a couple shims on the bottom only because my garage floor happens to be a little bit uneven, slanting toward the front, so I didn't want this thing leaning back toward me. I'd also recommend possibly putting a hurricane strap up on the top of this thing. You know, it's over 6 feet tall, and in an earthquake, or if someone or a kid were to climb it or something, it could come over, and it's extremely heavy. I wouldn't want this thing falling on you. As you can see, I have it fully loaded now. I'm pretty much pulling on it as hard as I can, and you can see it's not coming over. So once this thing is loaded up, it's got a lot of weight, and it really doesn't want to fall over. It's got a very wide base. I believe it's 18 inches deep and about 4 feet across. It's a really nice unit. The one that I got, there's a couple other ones. There's a heavier duty one, I think. This is the medium duty one. It's very strong. The particle board seems very solid. Haven't had any trouble with it. I did drop a couple on there and none of them snapped or broke off pieces. They're thick enough that I don't think you're going to have problems with that. There's not going to be a lot of flex on them, which is what can break particle board too in this particular assembly unit. Once you have them in place, they're pretty much locked and loaded. You'd have to put a heck of a lot of weight, like climbing on these things, to even think about breaking them. Overall, I think it's a great unit. It's very sturdy. Like I said, it's got a wide base, very stable. I am going to hook it into the wall, but I don't even know if you'd need to, especially if you don't live in earthquake country. But, I'd recommend it anyway. It's a really nice unit. Takes less than an hour to install. Just a rubber mallet, no tools, no drills, nothing. Everything just plops right into place. Only had a couple small issues occasionally where I'd have a hard time getting these things to line up. But that was really just the angle I was at. Once I got around back of them and could visualize it, you can get them in pretty easy. It doesn't matter what order you put them in, as long as you put the bottom frame so it stands up, and then the top as well. So you basically make a giant box, then you can just slide the middle shelves in. It's a great unit. I'm really impressed with how easy it is to put together and how solid it is despite not having any bolts or screws or any other attachments or hardware. Really nice. Highly recommend it. Anyway, that's all for now. I hope you will consider the Jaken Boltless system, and thanks for your time.